the cemetery we're talking about, the rural cemetery, that's on Cemetery Road, is that only on the left side or on both sides?
It's on the west side, well, you're going towards...
West side, it's to the left.
It's on the
Right,
left.
okay. Now, has there been a cost analysis done to say that if the town had to take this over, what it would cost the town to provide services, burial, and everything there? I had never looked into the books or the financials of the cemetery before. Other people had been concerned about that. But I heard at a meeting, oh, I don't know, a couple months ago, when Reverend Swanson came in here and threw his hands up in the air, very disconcerted, and said, we've got to give up the cemetery. The state is demanding we do this. Today I'm hearing that the town is saying that we're going to give them some money to provide and carry them along to, let's say, the fall, so that we don't get into the cemetery business, which I think is a good idea. But at the same time, there are a lot of rumors out there on actually what the cost is or would be to maintain this cemetery. Has the town ever looked into this?
No, we never got to that point because we were hoping we wouldn't own it, but we're going to have to shortly look into it if we're forced to. Knowing what I know about government, because we deal with unions and other aspects that other people don't have to deal with, it would probably cost the town a great deal more to operate the cemetery than it presently right now.
And I think that it was agreed by the board members that the cemetery does need a lot of refurbishing.
Yeah, what they would do if we were to take it over, the state would grant us a one-time grant of $100,000 to spruce up the cemetery. We could probably drop that in the middle of the cemetery and never find it. There's the fence is down, there's trees hanging from the storm in October. There's a lot of repairs that have to be done. That $100,000 wouldn't go very far, but if we were to take it over, there's a one-time grant of $100,000.
It's my understanding is in listening to them coming before the board a couple of times that there's only one maintenance person that cuts the grounds and does the burials, and all the rest of it was done on a volunteer basis, correct?
Well, the board part of it's volunteer, but the gentleman that runs it has his own business. I guess it's Papa's Grave Digging or something, and he is paid. I mean, it's probably now $35,000 a year for what he does. He has to keep. There's a lot of records that have to be kept. If you want to bring a body out of the grave, you got to go to the board of health. All these records probably go in the clerk's office that there's somebody else taking care of. A lot of details that isn't just digging of a grave. There's a lot of records that have to be kept up to date legally, and that would be our responsibility too.
It's great information, and I think that's what the public is looking at, because there's so many ifs or ands. You read a newspaper, and a lot of times that doesn't get into the detail of what's. I would like to keep it out of the hands too, but I would think that the board would also consider there are people that would be willing to volunteer to do some either bookkeeping or housekeeping or things like that.
Well, they're doing that now. They just can't generate enough money.
But if the town took it over, would there be a liability aspect? If somebody went, there's your problem.
We'd have an insurance factor and everything. Sure. Mr. Hall?